We cannot wait for that one. The build-up is certainly going to be anything but dull. 22nd of December, the date for your diary. Back to the here and now, though. A first 8-rounder now for Daniyar up against Marcos Mojica. Let's get back to David Imante then.
And now, entering the arena from Nicaragua, damas y caballeros, Marcos Mojica.
Brings a decent record, Marcos Mojica. 20 fights, 16 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws. This is the first time that he's boxed outside of Nicaragua. His last fight was back in April. The second round knockout win, but when you look at this record, he hasn't been with too many fighters, any fighters really, of the quality of Daniyar who has blown a little bit hot and cold in his pro career so far, and Mojica, as everybody does when they face a prospect, a much vaunted prospect, will see this as an opportunity.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the undefeated Kazakh Thunder, Daniyar Yeleusinov.
Well, he's boxed in some pretty different locations in his professional career so far, Yeleusinov. Started off in Brooklyn, then Bethnal Green, then Cardiff, then Boston, and now Monte Carlo. So he's certainly seeing all sides of the boxing spectrum as a pro. We know all about what he did as an amateur. He was a world champion, he was an Olympic champion, he beat Josh Taylor, he beat Josh Kelly. And that's great, that's really impressive, but it's probably about time to stop talking about that, because he's a professional boxer now and he's shown us glimpses, flashes of real quality. And other times we've questioned whether he's really cut out for the pro game. And a very warm welcome to our viewers on Main Event. You've come at a good time. Just about to get this fight underway between Daniyar Yeleusinov and Marcos Mojica.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Casino Monte Carlo, we are set to go with a special welterweight featured attraction. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, sponsored by JD Sports and Le Casino Monte Carlo. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside, all from Monaco: Alexander Lane, Stefan Nicolo, and Oriello Peña. Your timekeeper from Monaco is Albert Pouance, and at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, also from Monaco, Stefan Nicolo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black with the white stripe. He weighed in at 66.2 kilos. His professional record, 16 wins against 2 defeats. He has 2 draws and 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Managua, Nicaragua, damas y caballeros, presentamos Marcos Mojica. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black with the gold trim. He's scaled at already 67 kilos. His professional record, a perfect one. 4 fights, 4 victories, 2 of them coming by way of knockout. He is the 2016 Olympic gold medalist, originally from Kazakhstan, and now living and fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Daniyar, Kazakh Thunder Yeleusinov.
Be careful for your head, no low blow, no rabbit punch, no holding, check your hand, make a good fight.
So our first 8-rounder for Daniyar Yeleusinov. Last time we saw him was in Boston back in October. Became the first person to stop a fighter called Matt Doherty, stopping him on his feet in the first round with a barrage to the body, then going upstairs to the head. Doherty didn't like the stoppage at all, but although he didn't seem badly hurt, he was being landed on unanswered really, and the referee felt that he had no choice but to jump in, and As he was making his way to the ring there, Matt, I'm not trying to dismiss his amateur achievements, of course, because they mean something, they happen, they're real, but at the same time, there comes a point where you do have to stop talking about that and just comment on what you see him doing right in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, he's 27 years old, you know, fantastic amateur career, won everything, but that's over now. You know, he's a professional boxer, and we're assessing his performances on his ability to where we see him going in his professional career. And you know, it's not a given because you're a good amateur that you're going to go on and become a top-class world-level professional. That's not a given. You know, the pedigree's there for a reason. Usually, if you're a very good amateur, you're going to be a good professional. But sometimes you get these gifted amateurs, like Yulushinov, who's obviously gifted. He's won everything, and you can see what he's got. He's a great judge of distance. He's got good timing. But from what I've seen of him in his few fights that he's had as a professional, he hasn't impressed me. He's not someone that I look and I think he's going to go far. He lacks power. He lacks aggression, spite to his work. He just, you know, very well schooled, very good composure, but just lacks that bit of, I don't know, is it a bit of nastiness, that bit of power, a bit of spite. He just seems, you can see him outpointing people, but I think when he goes in there against guys who are physically strong, who are tough, who are happy to take a shot, to land one, to just keep forcing the pace on him. I wonder, is he going to have that power to keep them up? I don't think so from what I've seen so far.
Well, it's early days still, of course, and he's got John David Jackson in his corner. Those two have been working together for a little while now. He's got a growing, good stable of fighters. Jackson there in Florida. Yulushinov just trying to find a home for that left hand. Mojica looks a little bit clumsy as he comes forward every now and again. That left hand was a bit low, I think, and the Nicaraguan complains. Referee motions to Yulushinov to keep those punches up. Nice combination there, rapid combination, and that knocked Mojica onto the back foot. That's what he can do. He's got that kind of ability, those reflexes to land fairly dazzling combos at times.
Great reflexes, great balance, great poise, good composure, feinted, walked him on, took that little half step back and landed a really accurate straight left, which stiffened the legs of Mojica. I mean, he's not an aggressive fighter, maybe. We'll see the best of him when he's fighting guys that are aggressive, that are taking the fight to him. Then we're going to see his counter-punching skills, etc. But so far from what I've seen, he just looks to lack power.
Looking to land that left hand to the body. Mojica with that wide stance tries to fire out the jab. Yulushinov just waiting. Well, let's have a look at some of that action from the first round there, Matt.
Yep, there's that half step, walked him onto that straight left cross. I mean, he's got excellent technical ability. He's a great judge of distance, very good timing. He's got good accuracy, very conservative, picks his punches well, but he definitely lacks power.
So bell goes for start of the second. Yulushinov in the black and gold, Mojica in the black and white.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on too much about his lack of power. Okay, he lacks power, but he's got, you know, great skills. He's got good technical ability. He's a good judge of distance. You know, power's not the be-all and end-all, but you just wonder as he moves through the ranks when he's in, you know, 50-50-ish fights where guys are really piling the pressure on him, strong, tough, roughhouse guys. You know, how's he going to cope with that kind of pressure? Because he doesn't seem to have the power where he's going to be able to get their respect and, you know, put them in their place and keep them there. You know, they're going to keep coming at him. And does he have the... what's his composure like when he's under that kind of pressure?
Well, Mojica managed to forget to put his gum shield in before the start of the second round, or rather his trainer managed to forget to put it in for him, so that was the reason for that brief halt there, just indicating to the ref that it wasn't in there, so he had to make sure that he remedied that. And Yulushinov just inching forward with that front foot, looking to throw that jab. He fights very side on, low lead hand.
Yeah, and I mean the other thing, Andy, which I think was worth mentioning, if it seems like we're being critical because of their... Oh, good left hand.
Good
there.
left hand on the way in there. Mojica just knocked onto his right-hand side, goes back to a knee, and I think he's a little bit disorientated in there as he dipped away to his left-hand side. Yulushinov just adjusted those feet in the flash of an eye and caught him on the way past, and that left hand just put him down and looking for the left up the middle, and now he's trying to get to work here. The Kazakh Mojica with a big right hand, and he was very close to walking onto another one there.
Yeah, this is better work from Yulushinov. Good accurate shots from him. I was saying, Andy, you know, they were critical because of our expectations of Yulushinov. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's 250 odd or 240 odd amateur fights with only 7 losses. So your expectations are very high. We're looking at someone that we expect to go all the way and become world champion, and you know, relatively quickly, because he is 27 years old. If this was a 21-year-old who we, you know, didn't know much about amateur pedigree, and say, God, this is a good fighter who's got good skill, great left hand down the middle there, you know, would really be kind of admiring his skills and his ability. But because of what he has achieved, and because he is 27 years old, then our expectations are very high indeed. And because of that, we're probably a little bit critical.
Left hand to the body there from Yulusanov, just takes a fractional step back, found a touch of space for another uppercut. He landed a good long left hand about 30 seconds before that as well, and he's finding the variety, working Mojica over
good
here.
Body shot.
As soon as he throws that right hand, he answered with the left, and I'm not sure if Mojica's long for this fight, to be honest. I think the knockdown took something out of him. Those legs don't look all that solid. They look slightly shaky after that good 1-2 in the first round, and the Kazakh Thunder is rolling into town here. He's really getting to work on Mojica, and this is going to be painful for him from now on.
I think if he turns us through here, Andy, he can get the stoppage.
Big left hand again towards the end of the round, and he goes down to a knee, onto both knees in the end. He knew that the follow-up there could be the end for him. He's back to his feet, and it's the end of the round, so he's made it. And he goes back to his corner away to our right-hand side, but I think that corner man would do well to have a long look at him and ask him for a very honest answer to a question of, do you want any more of this? There was a shake of the head there.
I was going to say, Andy, I don't think he does. I think Yulusanov knocked the fight out of Mojica in that round. I think if there was a minute left or 30 seconds even in that round, I don't think he would have seen it through. I think the fight would have been stopped. Yulusanov, I expect Yulusanov to come out here now and really turn the screw and pile the pressure on, because Mojica looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Well, there's a knockdown at the end of the round. He caught him, and he saw Yulusanov advancing, and he decided to go down tactically. It was a good decision. We're looking at him really closely in the corner here, and his body language, his demeanour, his facial expression is poor. He's going to push him out there for one more, but I think the first time he gets hit with anything serious here, he's going to go down, and he's probably either going to stay down, the referee's going to wave it off, or he's going to do that fractional misjudgment when he rises.
I'd be amazed if he makes it through this round. Just looking at his body language here, he does not want to come out for this round.
So Bell goes for the start of the round, and Yulusanov, he won't rush this, he won't be over-eager. He's very, very experienced, and again, they've forgotten to put the gum shield in between rounds. It's a bit amateurish, to be honest, the work going on in the corner away to our right-hand side. You forget that once, but not twice. And that seemed to be a long minute between rounds as well, and he's had every chance there. We made that 1 minute 20 seconds that he had on his stall there, Mojica. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all. It's not going to go down as one of the great scandals in boxing history, but it did give him a little bit more time to try and get himself together. Yulusanov landing that long backhand, and again here,
I mean, there's such a gap in technical ability. Good body shot there.
And down he goes again, and the referee starts to count. He gets onto a knee, he looks at his corner.
He doesn't want to know, Andy. He
gets
wants
back to his feet, and the referee wants some signal here that he really wants to keep going, and I don't think he does. Is he trying to pull himself out here? He touches gloves there with Yulusanov, who is standing straight in front of him as the referee orders him to box on. The left hand's coming, and he goes to the body again, and I think the referee should be reading some signals here maybe, and the next time that Yulusanov really steps on him, just put this one to bed, because...
Yeah, Mojica wants out here. He doesn't want to fight anymore. The ref... Oh, good shot, good shot, good shot.
Good uppercut, and the referee's done exactly what we wanted him to do. Uppercut followed by the right hand, and Mojica nods his head in approval at the referee there, just gives him a quick thank you, I think, under his breath. And, well, we kind of lit a bit of a fire underneath Yulusanov there. Maybe you can't hear us, of course, but we were critical of him, and I think it's fair, because there's no point pretending that every top international amateur is just going to blaze a trail through and become a world champion. That doesn't happen. History tells us that doesn't happen, but he has got real talent, and if he can sit down on those shots more, he's got variety, he's got a bit more spite in there tonight, and maybe he's really coming on under John David Jackson.
I mean, it's difficult to criticise that performance. He won easy, he boxed well, he got the stoppage, he was accurate, his straight left down the middle was brilliant, he landed some good body shots. I mean, there's a lot to admire from him. You can see why he was such a good amateur. I mean, he's very skillful, lots of talent there. But even against an opponent that was so overmatched, so outgunned, he didn't knock him out. You know what I mean? His legs weren't gone. Yeah, he overwhelmed him and completely was far too much for him, far superior, knocked the fight out of him, disheartened him, etc. But it didn't really hurt him physically. He never looked like, you know, his legs weren't gone, he wasn't busted up. And I just wonder, you know, as 27 years old, in the welterweight division, you know, even a year or two from now, is he going to be ready for the likes of a Terence Crawford, a Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, these kind of guys? I don't think he is. You know, I don't see him ever developing onto that level. You know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe he'll come on leaps and bounds, but I just think his lack of power and lack of sort of a bit of spite, really. He just lacks that aggression, that spite, that power, that hardness, that toughness, and I just wonder, and I just feel that'll let him down when he gets to the top level.
Well, let's get the particulars from our MC, David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Stefan Nicolo calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute and 10 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by TKO, he's still undefeated, Daniyar, Kazakh Thunder, Yeleusino.
So a fifth professional win there for Daniyar Yeleusino. He's boxed in some very differing locations in his career so far. That Kazakhstan flag draped over him. He's good company. He's been learning some English, and I think he's going to try some out with Andy Scott now. Got a translator on his shoulder just in case, but his language skills are coming along. Not quite matching his boxing skills just yet, but let's give him a chance and see what he can do.
Zia Aliyev is here to help if we get into any trouble. Daniyar, I know you've been practicing English. Just your thoughts? Your thoughts on your performance and the win?
I'm very happy. This is great performance. I'm feeling and settling and professional. Very good. I'm happy.
What difference has it made training under John David Jackson? What adjustments have you made?
Kazakh. Okay.
We'll go in Kazakh then, but good effort first time, okay.
Қазақша айтамын онда. Барлық көрермендерге алғысымды білдіргім келеді, қазақстандықтарға, ағылшындықтарға, Монте-Карлоға, Эдди, сізге өте қуаныштымын. Өте керемет жекпе-жек болды. Және де алдағы уақытта сіздерді үлкен жеңістермен қуантамын деген ойдамын. Рахмет.
Zia, to translate.
Что ты сказал?
Я сказал всем спасибо.
He just say thank you for everyone. It's not about John Davidson now. He says thanks to Eddie Hearn, his team, and John David Jackson, his trainer. Thank you very much, everybody.
Do you believe you're punching harder now?
Я больше верю в то, что я бью вовремя.
I believe in my timing more.
You boxed all over the world as an international amateur. Where does this compare to boxing in the Casino de Monte Carlo?
Для меня это очень круто, это другой уровень, это шоу, большое шоу. Я очень рад.
For me, it's a big show. It was a great opportunity to fight to here. It's absolutely, he likes it. It was fantastic.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Just a quick word. Well done on your English. Next time. Eddie, lots been made about Daniyar's punching power.
Yeah.
Are we seeing improvements under John David Jackson? It's fair to say performance has been hot and cold so far as a professional.
Well, I think that's a bit harsh. I think he had 2 average performances in the UK. I thought his debut was outstanding. I thought he was outstanding again tonight. He was great in Boston. I think he summed it up perfectly. Timing. You know, his timing is unbelievable, and timing beats speed all day long. And I think if you can time the punches like he does, his power is going to improve naturally. It is under John David Jackson. He's settling his feet down a lot more. You know, his body punching is excellent. He's a world-class fighter, and he's going to get better and better the quicker he steps up. We moved to 10 rounds now. That's him done for the year. We had a good year. We moved to 10 rounds early in 2019, and he's going to be challenging for titles by the summer. And honestly, this guy has the ability to handle all the welterweights, even at the top end. He just needs the ring time as a professional. He has all the skills to do it, he has the timing to do it, and he's going to get better and better. A lot of people sort of jumped on the back of 2 average performances when he was making that transition from the amateur to the pro game, and I feel like he's doing it now. And I believe
maybe that's because of the reputation that came before him in the amateurs.
That's tough. That's just what comes with winning a gold medal. But you speak to anybody in the amateur ranks, this guy is a standout amateur, probably one of the best amateurs that's ever come out of Kazakhstan, and perhaps, you know, even from Eastern Europe and globally for a long time. I believe he's going to be a world champion, and you'll see him fly in 2019.
Well done.
Absolutely. Daniyar moving on to 5-0 with a convincing win here in Monaco. So, Carl, his English, Daniyar's English, seems to be a work in progress. What about his boxing? How impressed were you tonight?
Well,